Whether they say we are lucky or unlucky, because that's an emergency for too long. If an emergency is supposed to even be something so short term that you're way past it. So
no, let me give you an example. In the early 1990s, the price of oil was something around 18, 20, something like that, sometimes less. Today, we have taken it for granted that it's between 80 and 100, or sometimes more than 100. So, in the history of this country, we have not had this level of financial infusion into the economy and into this country. And paradoxically, we have not had this level of poverty in this country. That will tell you the extent to which this country has decayed. That will tell you the extent to which the elite are rich and the extent to which the poor are miserable. It tells you that we do not understand the meaning of money. We do not know the value of resources. We just know the glee and pleasure of consumption.
Does it suggest that perhaps sooner rather than later we may just begin to get sick and tired of getting sick and tired and decide to come out of this starting from bottom up?
The point is that I am sick and tired of Nigerians not getting sick and tired. Nigerians are the most optimistic people. What is happening here in Nigeria is that, okay, so there's so much money up there, don't worry, no need for us to fight. Maybe one day I'll get my own share of it. So why do you want to pull down the system?
Until you end up,
if you pull down the system, maybe my turn is next. We are just perennial, we are just like the Sisyphusian optimists.
So what we're doing is...
There's this writer, Albert Camus, when they wrote on Sisyphus. Now, Sisyphus is the guy who's just taking a rock up the mountain, and then the rock comes down, and then he never gets there. But people said that Sisyphus was not happy. Camus says, actually, Sisyphus was happy, because he was always hoping that he would get the rock there. I think Sisyphus is a Nigerian.
And get so busy.
He's so busy hoping that he will get the rock on top, but he never gets there.
So what happens when it is said that hope is the life of the common man, so to speak. Yes. When there's hope, when there's life, there's hope. So what happens if we now lose hope?
In Nigeria's case, when there's hope, there's life.
Okay. What happens? If Nigerians get sick and tired of having so much money, what happens? The calls here for national dialogue, calls for restructuring, calls for this, calls for that. Are these not signs of Nigerians being tired and wanting a difference?
No, we're just intellectually interested in those things, but we are not emotionally interested in those things. So yes, there's a need for national conference. The president was asked on the media chat the other day. He said most of the issues have been resolved. We'll just collate all of them and take them to National Assembly. It's that national dialogue. I mean, we are not ready. We are not really ready. I mean, we have to be ready on the emotional level. Look at what happened in Egypt. What's happening now in Syria. You know, people have to be ready to change the society, because no document can change the society.
Must it get to that level of Egypt?
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't. But you know that our situation in Nigeria is worse than that of Egypt. In the case of Egypt, the economy was actually beginning to pick up when the people got angry. Maybe that is what's not making Nigeria, because things are getting worse. There's this French theorist who said that the worst time for a bad government is when it tries to reform, because people start to say, so things can get better. That's what happens at the time of the French Revolution. So when people say that things can get better, then they get angry. It's just like when you are traveling from London to Nigeria, which is like 6 hours. when you start, you're not anxious. When it's 1 hour or 30 minutes to the time, you say, oh, why have we not landed? That's the situation. That's the situation. It's when you see that things are getting better, it's not getting better, and then the guys start getting agitated and they start getting organized. So we can really get there.
How difficult is it for us to change sooner than later?
It's not really difficult. It's not really difficult, and it's not really easy. The point is, we have to take care of the electoral system. If the electoral system starts putting those who really win elections where they should be, then we know that there's a system of accountability. There's a connect, there's a nexus between those who are governing and those who are governed. So when there's no such nexus going on, there's nothing that we can do, because it becomes brigandage, becomes a racket. So you want an election? I'll give you an election. You will be the governor. You will be the leader of the majority. You will be this. You will be that. In the little caucus, is decided. It's not that it's not done anywhere else, but when you do so with a certain collaboration with civil society and all of this, but not the kind of arbitrariness that we see here. Just throw money there and somebody wins election, and then don't worry, when we win election, when they contest it, we'll go to court, we'll buy the judges, and then we'll win again.
but with the average person out there just getting more aware and more conscious of his environment, will it help in any way for his own security or likeness?
Well, it could. If it starts on the individual level, it would be nice, but on the individual level, the whole society has been changed by just individuals trying to change themselves. They always have what they call the revolutionary elite. There's always one group of people who say, we are tired of this, we want to lead a vanguard.